Hi, this is Sean. So today I wanted to make a video about Watches and Wonders, and a bit late to the party, I guess, and two of the releases. To be honest, I don't really keep in touch with like Watches and Wonders and other watch shows really at the moment because I just don't find them really that interesting because most of the offerings seem to be either rehashes of old stuff or relatively uninteresting, to be honest. Um, Tell me what you think about that in the comments, I guess. But two new releases this year kind of piqued my interest a little bit. One because I would like to potentially own it, and the other just because it's quite an interesting watch, I guess, in the catalogue. So the first one is the Tag Heuer Formula One. So um, the Formula Ones existed for a long time in various guises, and the old kind of 80s and 90s Formula One has been getting more popular, and also it was re-released in a manner of speaking last year by Tag in collaboration with a company called Kith. No idea what that company is or who it what it makes, but I like the Formula One. I think it's a cool watch. I think it's, however, a lot of the appeal of it, I think, is like an ironic thing. It was a watch that kind of looked like a toy. It didn't really look like a luxury watch, and becoming more popular, the prices have also gone up. And the kit version, I was looking on Watch Finder the other day, and they had a couple, and it was like £2,200 or something, which is a bit daft really for the type of watch that it is. And now this Watches and Wonders Tag have re-released the Formula One, and it's obviously taken its cues from the vintage Formula One with the plastic bezel and the kind of plasticky strap and the funness of it, if you like. And it's caused quite a lot of debate, and I think part of it is because it's going to be really popular because it's for a luxury watch. It's affordable. There's been a lot of remarks about the price and that it's overpriced and things like that, and comes to that later, I guess. And also, just because it's just going to be a really popular watch, I think what Tag have done, if I gather correctly, they're starting to sponsor Formula One again. So what they're going to do, there's various colours going to be available, and they're going to come out to coincide with particular Grand Prix, and there's a normal production run. The one that I'm interested in is just the ordinary Formula One on a bracelet. £1,650, I think they are in the UK. A quartz solar movement. Part of the controversy is, I think, that the movement was, developed in collaboration with Citizen, and people think, why are you paying £1,650 for a watch when you could get a Citizen that looks just as good and is just as good quality for much less. And I've also heard comparisons. I mean, I was watching a video, Hedinky, I think it was, who compared it to the Moon Swatch and said this is Tag's Moon Swatch. You know what? I actually like the Formula One. I think it's a cool watch. I think it's kind of like unpretentious, I guess I would say. I don't think it's pretending to be a luxury watch. It's pretend to be. It's got that sort of ironic kind of fun element, and yeah, it's quartz, and £1,650 is a lot of money for a quartz watch. But I own a Cartier Tank Must, and it's that I think that's £3,500. Not making a direct comparison really between those two watches, but I mean the Cartier is undoubtedly overpriced, and you're paying for the brand as well, and to buy into that. I think, I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. I think it's overpriced, but I think you would expect that. I mean, Tag has a brand with a certain amount of cachet. Whether it's worth the money is kind of a mute point. I mean, no luxury watch is worth the money. But I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I saw it in the flesh the other day. I didn't try it on or anything, but it was just in a jeweler's window, and it's 38mm, by the way, with a plastic bezel, and I'll show a picture of it on the screen, and it looks like small, like quite small, which is good for me because I've got a small wrist, and normally sports watches are 40, 41, or even bigger than that. And yeah, I think it's a cool watch. I think I would definitely wear it and buy it, and I don't think it's trying to pretend to be like a luxurious watch. Yeah. The second watch is the Rolex Land Dweller. I think, again, I'll show a picture up here. Clearly, it's kind of like an oyster quartz for the modern times, if you like. And I think the more I kind of learn about the latest releases from Rolex, the less interested I am in them. And I think, they're not really doing anything new. I mean, they are doing new stuff, obviously, and Rolex has always been about kind of incremental changes. But I think it would have been much more interesting if they actually brought back the oyster quartz and made a quartz watch, because that would have been something like really different. This watch, I mean, it's a nice watch. It's I don't really see. Well, I do really see, because it's going to be significantly cheaper than the others, but the kind of 70s inspired integrated bracelet watches, Rolex are not going to compete with them because they don't have the clout, I guess, that the others do, even though Rolex does, because it's kind of more well known actually than Audemars Piguet and all those other brands. It's 40mm. It's got a flat Jubilee bracelet, an integrated bracelet. It looks essentially like an oyster quartz. It's got a see-through case back, which is quite rare for a Rolex. The new movement, let's read you something from there. The most significant innovation, Caliber 7135's Dynapulse escapement, is a revolutionary alternative to the traditional Swiss lever escapement. I mean, I'm not a movement person really, but I think it's energy efficient, etc., etc. So maybe that will mean longer between services, and maybe more of a power reserve and things like that. But I don't think people who buy Rolexes buy them for their movements, to be perfectly honest. It's a nice watch. I mean, it's not 40mm for a integrated bracelet would be too big for me. But I did see Roger Federer, who's a brand ambassador, wearing one, and it looked really good on him. Tell me what you think of the Land Dweller. I mean, the name as well, Land Dweller. What the hell does that mean? But it just seems like it kind of epitomizes what a lot of these watch fairs are about. And I think I'm complaining about Rolex for doing the exact same thing that Tag have done, and I've just said that I like the Tag Heuer Formula One, so I guess I'm being a hypocrite. But tell me what you think about these two watches. I like the Formula One. The Rolex is fine. I'm wearing an Explorer, so I don't dislike Rolex. It's just, it kind of feels like once you've seen one Rolex release, you've seen them all. Anyway, hope this video hasn't been too negative. But yeah, so if you like the channel, please subscribe. Tell me what you think of these two new releases. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.